Welcome to Whiskey Mountains. I'm Adriana, and today we're back at Dimple Dell, just on a different trail this time. But today we are doing Old Forester Signature 100. So Old Forester 100 is kind of my top of the list as far as budget bourbons. It's sort of a go-to. It's a great easy sipper, and it's a great price. And it's just a lot of what you're looking for in a bourbon, especially a budget bourbon. This bourbon is about $23 to $30 depending on where you are. It's normally around 23 for me, and it's 100 proof, hence Old Forester Signature 100. There is a lower proof one, 80 proof I think it is, 80, 84, I think it's 80. I've never bothered getting it. This one is cheap enough, and it's such a great proof point that I just love it. When it is great just on its own, like I love it as a daily sipper. I drank every day, which I don't, but the equivalent. But it, also at that price and at that proof, it's great for cocktails. So it's kind of just like a must stock if you ask me. I never like my bar to not have some Old Forester 100 on hand. I'm going to get it in the glass and we'll talk a little more about it. I forgot to tell you earlier about the mash bill on this, but this is a 72% corn, 18% rye, and 10% malted barley. So this is one, again, that I've had pretty regularly at home and pretty familiar with it. And at home, I definitely get, it's mostly sweet notes up front. There's a little bit of peppery spice, rye spice, I guess. But for the most part, I get that sweet caramel, maybe some toffee, and a touch of banana. And I think Old Forester is kind of known for having that banana note to it. And I certainly get that at home. It's not crazy strong. I'll know if you watch to the end because I'll probably only include that blooper at the very end. So now outside, ooh, that was interesting. So outside I'm actually getting kind of a burnt marshmallow. I have started to kind of do this because I do think that if you sniff it right after doing this, or even during, but that could be dangerous, you really get more notes. Like you get more of the complexity. Yeah, weird. So I'm getting more of like, honestly, like a burnt caramel and banana thing going on. So like a creme brulee, banana foster thing, which I know is often associated with Old Forester, but I've never gotten it quite this strongly on Old Forester 100 at home. Which is weird because also normally coming outside things are less sweet, but if anything, it kind of smells more sweet. Anyways. It does not taste more sweet. Tastes good though. What do I get? I'm not good at remembering what I'm thinking of off the top of my head. Sorry, I'm trying to stay here. So I do tend to bring like a little like flavor wheel kind of thing, and that really helps me. And if you're kind of new to this or want to try and do that, I think it's helpful. This one I think is from Modern Thirst. I don't know, I just found the Google image and printed it out. I'm not claiming it as my own though. It's definitely not mine. Ooh, it's good. Oh, I think I like this even better outside than I do at home. This is a great one for going out with. I'm getting more like pepper and clove than I normally do. I'm definitely getting like a little bit more spice, which I really like to balance out the sweetness. Normally it feels a little more sweet and honestly not quite as deep in flavor. So this is neat. This one's kind of a surprise for me. I wasn't expecting it to be this good outside, but it's yummy. I'm getting more oak too. I don't know what kind of wood is around me, but maybe that's helping. I don't know. But also some honey. Honey, I think, is like the sweetness I'm getting more so than like caramel and vanilla. And I'm getting some leather. And if you know me, you know one of the reasons I like Knob Creek is because of the leather. I don't normally get much leather on Old Forester 100, but out here, it's really bringing it out. Wow, this one is fun. This one is really cool. To be honest, I brought this one out here today to an easy hike for me, like one I'm familiar with. to try out this new gimbal I got for my phone. So hopefully the footage you're going to see with this video is going to be cooler, like B-roll of the mountains and stuff. Nope, wrong way. No idea what I'm doing. But I was not expecting that this part would be so good. Very pleasant surprise. Goes perfectly with playing with a new freaking filming toy thingamajiggy. Nice thing about these 100 proof bourbons is that you can really just drink them from the get-go. You don't need to wait for them to air out, or you don't have to, you know, kind of acclimate. Why do I always forget that word? You don't have to, you know, acclimate to them really. They're just delicious from the get-go. So I really enjoy 100 proofs, and this is really yummy today. Okay, but I'm not going to drink it all before letting it air out. Let me let it air out and we'll come back to it. While that airs out, I talked about Dimple Dell in my Wild Turkey 101 video. It's like a quote-unquote recreational area, basically a system of trail options instead of just 1 or 2 trails somewhere out of town. But it's big enough and with so many options that kind of depending on where you go, you can still sort of feel away from it all. Today I did a pretty open view trail to start kind of learning how to film better with my new gimbal. As you can see, baby steps. So of course, often as something airs out, it gets a little bit more sweet. And so now I am getting actually like more of the flavors that I get at home. Maybe I've acclimated, there's my word, to my surroundings more or something. But yeah, I'm smelling much more like caramel and a little bit of butterscotch. I don't really get any vanilla. Maybe this tiniest bit of nuttiness. But yeah, mostly like more, it's much more on the caramel side now than it was before. Plane went by as I was doing most of my sips. I only have a little bit left that's been aired out, but let's go for it. Gotta take tiny, tiny sips. But yeah, so once it's aired out, you're just really getting that just standard bourbon. If you like bourbon, I feel like you like Old Forester 100 because it's just right in the middle. It's got sweet, it's got some spice, it's got, now that it's aired out, there's a bit more earthiness, there's more leather, and even a touch of tobacco, I would say, and a bird, obviously. You still get some of that oak, kind of, not a lot, but you also start to get more honey, more vanilla. I feel like vanilla is like kind of taking the lead over caramel now, but it's really nice. It's good, and it actually has a bit of like a buttery feel to it, which I like. It's not like the most amazing mouthfeel, but it does have kind of a nice buttery mouthfeel. It doesn't have a long finish or anything, but it's yummy. It's just it's so good for the price that it's at. Like, do not overlook Old Forester 100. Well, that's it for me today. I got none left poured, so, and I don't think I'm gonna have any more. I'm gonna go back to hiking and playing with this little thingamajiggy, the gimbal that I just got. Pretty excited. Also, if you could like the video, subscribe would be great, but if you could at least like the video, I think that helps it out according to people. But thanks for joining me today on Whiskey Mountains. Salud. Now it's too dark. Bugger. No, that's not what I want to do. Fun fact, my grandfather calls me Banana. Adriana Banana. So, there you go. Please don't call me that. We have tobacco and there's a plane. Of course. Wait for it. Waiting for the plane to go by. For anybody who knows me, I love Lin-Manuel Miranda. That's what this shirt is. In Hamilton. Rise up.